boom, boom.
Boom.
And then he. All right.
I'm live.
We in the building.
We in the building.
We in the building, and we already got the conversation started.
Definitely.
My question to you, what is it like being a unicorn? Yeah, because that's what you
Straight
are.
out the gate.
Straight out the gate. What is it like being a fucking unicorn?
Shit, what could you imagine if what a unicorn thinking? I don't know. It's fun actually. Being a unicorn is pretty fun. It gives me the ability to be very elusive.
Which is
when people can't place you, when people can't put you in the box, you get to be slicker than salt a little bit.
So basically, you're an outside of the box thinker. But are there times that you think inside of the box?
Shit. The understandings I'm getting about life right now, I'm starting to feel like I jump out the box just to learn how to jump back in the box. To be real, so I don't really know if I'm thinking outside the box, because really I'm getting pushed back to my original understandings, which is on the more divine perspective.
Divine. What is divine?
In my opinion, divine means straight from the source, directly from the source. I ain't have to calculate it. I ain't have to do nothing.
What is your name for the source?
The source.
What do you call the source? Do you have a special? I know because you're Haitian. So do they have a special name for the source in Haiti or?
I personally just call it the source. Or sometimes in conversation I'll say God, because I know a lot of people like to, that's like a more universal term. I'll just use God. But when I'm trying to be as specific as possible, I'm gonna say source, because at the end of the day, I don't know who the fuck it is. I just know it is a source.
When it comes to source, right? You're a bit of a source or resourceful, should one would say. Walk us through your mind on what it takes to become resourceful.
Personally, I believe resourceful people typically are people who face a lot of problems and adversities early on, and because that, you got to learn how to escape those problems or live through those problems, which means you have to become resourceful, whether it be resourceful way of thinking, resourceful access, whatever the case may be. So I think that's where being resourceful is born. Having to hurdle through shit, having to take the less easier route.
So being resourceful is basically thriving through struggle.
Thriving through struggle. You feel me? Learning how to shift your perspective to benefit what may generally be thought of something negative. You get what I'm saying? To give a little example, like I never really fit in. You get what I'm saying? I never fit in. So, of course, being young, middle school, elementary school, whatever, everybody want to fit in. But as an adult, I see now, that's what caused me to be resourceful. Because if I fit in, then I wouldn't have been paying attention to the important shit in life that the people who fit in ain't have time to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that in itself made me resourceful. Because now, instead of hanging with y'all and being a part of the crowd, I get to study y'all. And
so basically, so that's about to segue into my next question. Studying. We are a society, going into 2026. We are a society that is completely devoid of studying.
Completely.
We're so surface, and things, things. I don't want to say it, but I do got to say it. We're dumbed down, man.
We dumb down.
We've gotten dumber, and and it reminded me of the movie Dumb and Dumber, and then I remind me of the song that I listened to from Young Thug and them called Dumb and Dumber.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I think about all of this stuff, I'm like, what gets us back to studying, back to learning?
Huh. See, I told you, like, I've been coming into these new understandings. That's kind of based on acceptance. We had a short conversation about that before. Acceptance. And when you understand, when you peep the divine pattern, you peep that you don't supposed to push back against what's happening right now. All the things that we view as a ill or like ill, we don't like it. You remember the annoying shit.
Mm-hmm.
The annoying shit is a symptom and a byproduct of us getting back to the real shit. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So, yes, I'm a person with a high IQ. I can't stand dumbasses. Irks my nerve, right? However, based on what I understand about the source, the patterns I peep historically, and the way that current events are trending, I see that, are we getting dumber? Are we actually getting dumber? Or are we getting a little bit back closer to nature? Because really, the dumb down was us speaking in language words in the first place. If you want to go to the source of things, when we started using words to speak to each other, that was us coming down. Because remember, originally we was using the brain.
Yeah, originally it was just superpowers.
Superpowers, right? Then when we got the more human versions of ourselves started using words.
All right, so
then look, we got a little bit more human and we started writing down the words.
Human. What is human?
What is human? Human is, how can I put it? Human is the vessel limitations imposed by man-made concepts and structures. That's what being human is, in my opinion. So that means human is basically you're operating devoid of your spiritual power. You just human. There's nothing wrong with that, but just regular human.
So basically NPC. Is NPC?
Yeah, NPC.
So
typical. Yeah.
So human. So this thing. So everybody got this saying. Humanity has this saying, at least in America, that hey, you're only human. What say you on it? Are we only human, or is there a level that a human can reach that is past human, that is more than human?
Definitely. So you already know I am God. So yeah, we definitely more than just the human. We more than just the flesh. We more than just the earthly physical.
But remember,
vessel.
50%. They just did a survey. 50% of the world don't have an inner dialogue anymore.
True. Because we've been disconnected from source.
So that's what I'm talking about. The dumb. That we go back to the dumb. Those of us who don't have an inner dialogue, is it gonna get better or worse?
The symptoms we see play out is gonna get worse. But the overall trajectory that humanity is moving in is going back to nature. It's just, when I say these things out loud, it's kind of hard to conceptualize because these type of changes happen in ages. So I'm speaking like probably the entire age from now.
Yeah, no, well, we just entered into the age of Aquarius.
Right.
We got 2,160 years to go.
Exactly.
All right,
but also time's speeding up too, so it ain't gonna take that long.
Well, no, I'm just saying like in the age, we just entered it. I mean, you're saying like that's
true.
Right? So the age of Aquarius, they say this is the age of information, the age of, knowledge. it reminded me of the garden and the tree, right? They ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and their eyes became open. Would you consider your eyes open, number one?
Yeah.
And what do you see with those eyes?
What do I see? So, like I said earlier, I have a keen pattern recognition. They say that's an autistic trait too. But anyway, yeah, I got keen pattern recognition. And basically, because of that pattern recognition, I'm able to foresee, well, not just the pattern recognition. Let's get that clear. The pattern recognition connected to my divine connection that I have with Source helps me foresee how shit go. You get what I'm saying? If we got hella history to study. We got hella history to study to see how the world gonna trend.
So remember that go back to the earlier question.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna get us back to that study?
That's what I'm saying.
She about to go.
Listen.
Go see
Oh God. Right. So that's what I'm saying, right? Like 2 weeks ago, if you asked me this,
right,
I could have talked for so long about how we need to get in the books, how we need to Google shit, how we need to learn and do our history, research, and all of that, right?
Right.
That's what I would have been saying 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
However, like I said, bruh, the Source has made this creation so fucking perfect, bro. Everything is perfect already. So everything has its fail safes. You get what I'm saying? So I cannot, based off what I recognize with the pattern of how God and how this shit go, I cannot push back against how things are going. Because I know that's going backwards. Trying to make people worldly smart again is going backwards. We passed that. They're not going to be that again. They're never going to be that. That's over with. You know what I'm saying? Because that type of education is only valued by a system that needs slaves to believe in that kind of shit. So we don't need to be well versed in the word in manly shit. We're moving into the era where we need to be well versed in our understanding from the Source. You feel me? Our direct connection that we don't gotta read no book, we ain't gotta Google nothing to understand. We sit, we meditate, we ask, and we're given. So,
but remember, how you gonna sit and you meditate and ask if you,
because shit is gonna get so weird. No, listen, is the world gonna trend that way? Because first of all, everybody heartbroken right now. We living in a world right now where 90%, most people is heartbroken. Man. You know what happens with what comes with heartbreak. Yeah. It forces you to find yourself. That's what heartbreak. When you don't want to be mad, sad, and no more heartbreak, and that's the bottom. You at the bottom. You have no choice but to go up. It forces you to find yourself. It forces you to ask questions to yourself you never asked before. It forces you to do shadow work. It forces you to figure out things. In that entire process, you're getting closer to God. Now you underhear God clearer. Now you get what I'm saying? Right. So it's going to be literally entire, everybody is going to go through that understanding because most people are sad and depressed. Right. So they're going to trend to, how do I get out of this depression? Which is going to force them to higher levels of understanding. So that's what I'm saying. The symptom, your back pushed against the wall so hard, you feel me? Your oppressor think they got you because your back pinned against the wall. But they been banging your back into the wall so hard that you done damn near got pushed through to the other side. Your oppressor ain't think about that. He just trying to keep your back on the wall. So the part that they ain't calculate is you getting pushed out. You still got out. They was pushing you. They literally helped you get out though. You feel me? Even though they was oppressing you. So that's what I'm saying. Oppression forces mutation. Or oppression forces adaptation. Or oppression forces ascension. You get what I'm saying? So if the entire fucking world is oppressed right now from all the hundreds of years of lies and racism and capitalism and patriarchy and religion and forced civilization, all of that shit. Globally, that oppression is going to turn into uprising. It's going to turn into ascension. So we don't have to try to fix it with the old ways of becoming smarter. We're going to fix it with the new way of becoming smarter. You going to do shadow work. Motherfuckers, everybody is going to be forced to do shadow work. Everybody is going to be forced to come into their spirituality because it's going to really make or break you. We're coming to an age where your spirituality is no longer optional. Honing your spirituality is no longer optional.
So, all right. So what do you think about this then? Right. The world, and a lot of Christians or a lot of people who read the Bible or study the Bible would say, in the beginning there was the Word. The name of the company is called Microsoft Word. It's called the Word of God, and death and life is in the power of the tongue because of the Word. Our words, are swords. And so, what will be the new word?
The new word.
The new word. What will be the new word? Because you said the old words. You said the old words are dying, and the old words of understanding or learning, right? The old capabilities of learning, those ways are passing, right? And new things are being built. They're building them with words, right? People are programming things, writing algorithms, building algorithms. They're doing the Bitcoin. They're doing they're reading all of these numbers. We're processing at a different rate.
I feel like words are still going to be the same thing, but now we understand them. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's just like, let's say you had a hammer. You don't know what the fucking hammer is. You don't know what it's for, but you picked it up and started using it to scratch your ankle. You get what I'm saying? Right. You using it to scratch your ankle. Nobody around to tell you what a hammer is for. Right. One day, you get a new understanding somehow, some way that a hammer is for driving nails. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So now you can actually capitalize off that hammer for real. You can go and build shit with that hammer for real. You can get shit done with the hammer for real because you understand how to use it. So now back to words.
So what happened? Hold on, but what happens? Like, what's that process? Describe that process. All right, I got the hammer. I don't know it's a hammer because I don't know what a hammer is, and I'm scratching my ankle. Wow. All right. Now, what happens from the time that I scratch my ankle to the time I realize that this is a valuable hammer to knocking the nail? That's the part.
What happens? So, what happens? Perfect example. So we can still use that same example with the world. I'll put that as what happens in between you not knowing what it is and you finding out is you spent so much time scratching with that hammer done chafed up this skin right here. You feel me? Now this piece of skin look different from the rest of your skin, which forces you into what? Reflection and research. Now you wondering why your skin like this, which forces you to question. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm questioning the science behind this metal in my skin and what's the reaction behind that. Forcing me to do what? Shadow work. Forcing me to what? Understand it. But I was only prompted to want to understand it through what? A negative symptom.
And you said a key word. You said a word that's probably trended so many times. Shadow work. What is it?
So on a spiritual level, shadow work with an individual is just exploiting all your vulnerabilities, figuring out what makes you tick and why it make you tick like that. You get what I'm saying? Being 100% honest in that journey as well. Take your ego out of it. Take away all the shit you don't want to believe about yourself. You get what I'm saying? And really get deep and ask questions. Why I respond to this like this? Why I feel like this about this? I always did this kind of way, but I never really developed my own way of doing it. Why? Is there a better way? You know what I'm saying? Asking yourself why until you can no longer ask why again. That's my opinion of shadow work. So just basing it back to the example we was just using. the person was trying to find out why they had that reaction on their skin.
Right.
And in order to find out why they had the reaction, they had to study the science of whatever, skin and metal relations. You get what I'm saying? They had to study that shit.
Yeah.
And then and in the course of that study, they found out, bitch, I'm supposed to scratch myself with this shit. This is a hammer. I'm supposed to drive nails into the wall. You know what I'm saying? Now, guess what that is? That is what called the collective consciousness updating. When everybody found out this was to put hammers in the wall. I mean, to put nails in the wall.
But I was today years old.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's when they get to that. I was today years old when I found out I'm supposed to scratch my shin with the back of a hammer.
I was today years old when I found out we was putting the trash bags in the garbage can the wrong way. You're not supposed to put them in the way that they come. You're supposed to put them inside out.
What?
Yeah, man, go look that shit up. That shit crazy. They got all kinds. Man, we was using the strainer wrong. They show you the right way to use a strainer. Like, oh, we
change your whole life.
Yeah.
Change your whole life. You learn the right way to do something. So yeah, just to go back to what you were saying with the words. You know, I don't think it's gonna be this big different. It's just that's why I said the new world and the old world. It's not this different thing. It's a different understanding. The consciousness is rising. Yeah. So the way we use our consciousness is going to change, which in turn is going to change what life looks like.
Basically, just a shift in gears.
Just a shift in gears. That's it. So, but the gears that we shifted, like I was saying last episode.
So what gear? Hold on. So what gear are we in?
What gear are we in?
So if life is a car, and we riding, you know, in the gears, what gear are we in? You know, just a manual.
If I had to compare it to a car, if I had no choice, then we in reverse.
We in reverse?
We in reverse. But like I said,
hey, wait. In reverse.
Life ain't linear though.
Wait a minute. We're in reverse, but like explain the position.
With the push-up progression.
Are we coming out of the parking lot in reverse? Are we on the are we backing out of the grocery store?
No, we on 285.
We on 285 in reverse?
We on 285 and we going straight. But what 285 do?
Or emerges, what turns into something else?
285 is a circle.
Oh, yeah, it is.
285 and I'm going in a circle. Like a pound of purple. You hear me? 285 is a circle. So if we get on right here, where we at, if we get on 285 right now and go north, we driving north. We ain't do no U-turn. We ain't get off. We ain't do nothing. We still gonna end up back here after about 40 miles of driving. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna end up back here. But we was proceeding straight the whole time, right? Yeah. But did we actually go straight or did we go backwards? Not cyclical. I mean, not linear. Cyclical.
Yeah, cyclical.
You know what I'm saying? Cyclical.
Well, that's what I tell people, about. I said, when they be going like, Earth is round, Earth is flat. I said, well, Earth is anything because, it's a cycle of nature. It's
infinite, yeah. So that's how I feel about it. I feel like we going backwards, but in a forward motion. You know what I'm saying? So all the stuff, it's like we gotta fully exhaust all the fuckery out to the extremes to get back around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to, the level of understanding that mankind has right now, it's like we don't need to be trying to push them back into being high IQ people. Because that IQ is not going to be valued in the next world. You know what I'm saying?
So we don't need high IQ people.
We don't need to try to force them their IQ to be high in that regard.
Okay.
Because then what they're gonna stay dumb. That doesn't move time. Right. That doesn't move time. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna stay dumb. Shit gotta get all the way bad to force divine intervention. You know what I'm saying? Right. Them getting up on their knowledge ain't gonna force divine intervention. It's just gonna make them like everybody else. And then we gonna forget it's a problem and then we ain't gonna work on the problem. No, we need to work on the problem so we can evolve in a sense. Right. So they need to stay dumb to where motherfuckers is so dumb that they can't live anymore. And it forces them to find God. Right. When I say find God, I just mean shadow work, figure yourself out, you feel me? Find out what your purpose is. Focus on that purpose. Wake up every day looking to ascend. That's what I mean by that. Yeah. So,
Ascend. What is ascend?
Going up in whatever it is that you feel like up is. You know what I'm saying? Ascending is
If you can put it,
How can I put it in words?
Yeah, can you put it in words for us? Because a lot of people talking about the ascension, and different people have different definitions for it. So, what's your definition?
I can explain the ascension like this. Ascension is first latching on to your purpose, and your purpose could be whatever the fuck you want to be, right? But we all have to make ourselves a certain kind of person in order to reach the goal, the main goal in our purpose, right? Which means you can be the purpose or the goal is up here. You probably still down here somewhere. So ascension is literally figuring out everything that's fucking wrong with you so you can go from right here to right here. And at every level, it's like you gain points, you gain new resources, you gain new tools, armor, whatever you wanna call it. But at every level of standing, you gaining different shit that's gonna help you at the top. That's gonna help you stand in the shit you claim you wanted so bad. But before you get there, you gotta go through them levels. You gotta figure out, you feel me? You gotta exploit every avenue in yourself. You gotta fill every hole that you have. You feel me? Every personality hole, every spiritual hole, every whatever the fuck it is. And as you're doing that, you're literally gaining power with everything that you figure out, everything that you fix, every time you switch your perspective. Because a lot of it is really switching your perspective. People don't understand like life. They be thinking life is just supposed to just change drastically and that's how they gonna notice when something new. No, life gonna be the same. Your perspective is gonna be different. Which in turn means for you, life is different. Because something that made you sad yesterday, now that you have a better perspective, is not gonna make you sad today. Which overall increase in the value of your life. So.
So, speaking of value, right? First and foremost, what is value and how does one become valuable?
Value
Male or female?
Value is perceived, okay? Value is perceived. The only thing in the world that has absolute value for humans is food and water. Everything else, we place a perceived value on it based on how it aids our life. So that's what value is. If you got something I need, if you can help me with something that I can't help myself, you're valuable. That's how I see value. If I'm on this journey and I'm on this purpose and it helps that purpose, it has value. You got what I'm saying? Because, I mean, if we want to be on a physical...
basically anything that assists or helps your purpose.
Anything that assists or help your purpose. Anything that assists or help your purpose. But but that's why I say it's perceived.
But it's perceived because this is what we're seeing, right? We're seeing things that we have been programmed to think has value. All right. So in your world, being a successful individual, being a person that got it out the mud, being a person that has gone through the gauntlet of the throes of success, what is value? Like to you and to in your world, what is value to you?
To me, I can tell you what I value. So to me, I value time. I value understanding. I wouldn't really know how to say like what is value to me outside of, it assisted my purpose. But within my purpose, time is very serious. So that's why I value time. I value loyalty. I value like-mindedness. Overall, though, you don't come across too many people who are selfless. So I say, as far as other people, I can value someone who understands when it's okay to be selfless. You know what I'm saying? When it's okay to give it your all without the expectation of anything back. Because that's how I operate. And that's how I've operated all my life. At one point in time, I felt like I ain't like that shit because it's like, damn, bro, motherfuckers ain't putting in the type of energy that I put in to them. So, and I had to realize, like, no, you can't expect people to be who you are. You can't expect people to be as real as a bitch as you is. It's you feel me? You just can't expect that. So when I do come across other people like that, that's probably the most valuable shit. You know what I'm saying? 99.99999% of motherfuckers got a motive. They got a long-term goal. They got a short-term goal. They got something, some reason why they around you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So a person that come around that genuinely see the divinity in you and want to intertwine with that divinity and go up, because they don't know what's gonna happen. They just know them forces coming together gonna create some real shit. Like, that's what I value. Motherfuckers that ain't looking for no return, but they know it's gonna be a return.
They're invisible.
Yeah, you feel me? But you willing to invest in the invisible.
Oh, wait a minute. Bar. Invest in the invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Man, preach about that. Was, in this world today with so much things that are distracting us being physical,
Mm-hmm.
how do we invest into that metaphysical? Like where do we even begin? Where do we even start when it comes to investing? And let me paint this picture for you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person that's just opened my eyes to all of this stuff. Man, this stuff is right, man. She is right. We've been taught the wrong way. They've been lying to us. They've been doing this. They've been doing that. All right, man. Yeah, I do want to invest in the invisible. I'm a young kid. I'm 21, 22, 23, 24.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I begin?
I think that kind of connect back to what we were just talking about with the shadow work. So that's what prompt the inclination to invest into the invisible. Because first of all, that's the same thing as investing in the invisible is the same thing a Christian would call having faith. You know what I'm saying? But we already know the most downright hard right Christians that have the most faith literally have the most checkered backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they got that much faith. They done been through some shit. And I don't want to veer off too much, but I had end up, finally figured out, like, all the downright churchiest people I know when I growing up as a kid, those was the ex-gangbangers, prostitutes, drug addicts. In my head, I only know you as auntie, you feel me, this or uncle that keep trying to making sure we go to church every Sunday, picking us up and all this. We don't know you that serious about church because you done did some shit in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But boom, to bring it back to the person who wants to invest into the invisible, I feel like you don't even get the motivation to want to invest into the invisible until you realize you're at a block. You know what I'm saying? That's what give you the faith. Like, I've been doing it the physical way, the visible way this whole time, and then it's not working. What else can I do? Once again, pushes you back to figuring out yourself, asking yourself questions, doing your shadow work, exploiting your vulnerabilities. You feel me? Finding ways to patch those vulnerabilities, leveling up to the next level, which then prompts the inclination of, damn, I need to start investing in these things like my health, my spiritual awareness, my getting enough sleep. You hear me? Whatever the soul may be. But I now understand that fuck what they told me on a worldly level. Bitch, I can't even connect with God if I don't do these things. All these other things that I'm investing in is my survival in the current, capitalist system. That's what I learned how to do, is survive in that system. But we get into that time, that system is about to diminish. That's why more and more people are getting the inclination to shadow work, to get closer to their spirituality, because everybody is so fucking depressed and tired and at their wits' end. You know what I'm saying? So everybody getting to that point, we getting beat down. We getting beat down to that point, whether we want to or not.
Right.
Life, depression, psychosis
to get beat down?
is the beating down humanity so hard that it's going to force us to want to reflect on what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So that's why I say we don't need to be trying to push back against nothing that's happening. Right. Let that shit happen, because eventually it's going to get to the point of everybody saying, man, son ain't right about this shit. Let's study this shit now. Or the entire masses at one time saying, fuck that shit, I ain't paying another bill. You get what I'm saying? That's going to pop off a whole new fucking world. And we getting to that point. We getting to that point. We having the most uprisings we probably ever had on the globe.
So speaking of globe, let's I know this might be somewhere left, somewhere right, but talk about global. What do you think the globe actually needs? When I say the globe, I'm talking about Europe, Africa, Asia, the Americas, people all over the world. What is needed? Because they're in way worse conditions that one might say than us, right? When it comes to material, when it comes to material things, right? But you can find the most highest spiritual systems over there.
Yeah. So
But you see them, they're living in such these horrible conditions. So how, we're psychologically.
Yeah, somebody told you that was horrible. Once again, trying to disconnect you from nature.
But this is what I consider horrible. Children dying.
Children dying is not nice.
People starving and don't have food.
That's not nice.
That's I would consider that a horror story in my world. Yeah. You know what I mean? That would be horrible if my kids, or anything like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by horrible. Like the basic necessities of life: food, clothing, shelter, education, medication, are not available in these parts. So do you see? So in this new world that is being built, in this new revolution that is being built, how do you see it happening globally in the third worlds and the second worlds?
Well, I know for a fact it's going to happen globally when people start paying attention to feminine and masculine energy and what it actually is. I think we spoke about this before. The entire globe is under different layers of oppression. You get what I'm saying? Just to keep to keep capitalism running. Right. So it's different layers of oppression. And we spoke about how one of those layers of oppression is patriarchy, which is not real. So I feel like when the globe gets to a collective understanding or recognition that feminine energy is the divine energy that complete all birth, all creation, you know what I'm saying? That is going to change a lot of things, because a lot of ills of the world, like what you were speaking out, comes from men dethroning feminine energy and making decisions without feminine energy being involved. You know what I'm saying? Then, on top of that, lying to us about what feminine and masculine is to make sure we stay confused for fucking ever. You know what I'm saying? So that alone is going to change the world. That alone is going to change so many people, because you already know when you let divine feminine in, abundance is created. You don't get starving children when women are doing what the fuck they supposed to do. Because we already know as women, you could be a stranger child. Your ass look hungry. Hey, you ate today? That's what we do. Right. So you think people starving in the world from decisions made by women? Or you think that come from decisions made by men? Yeah. You feel me? And I think that's what it starts from. We're out of order. When you're out of order, everything from that comes dysfunction. If this is the original, you feel me, in calculus, you have formulas. You use your formula to figure out every answer, right? If you got one part of the formula wrong, that means every answer wrong. So literally everything we see right now is wrong. Everything we see, the root of it is wrong. We're operating wrong.
Even with the animals and shit like
The
that.
animals doing what they're supposed to do. That's why you see them attacking who they like to attack, or you see, or you see these weird ass migrations from animals going to here over here, or animals being in certain parts of the world that they don't typically supposed to be in, or doing certain parts of the year.
Right.
They know what the fuck going on. They in tune with nature, whether we don't recognize it or not. So they know. They still connected.
They still connected.
They ain't got they ain't got
know.
English words to be manipulated with, manipulated by.
So, going a little bit. I see you got your Superman, Superwoman cape on. You dig? You feel me? And that remind me of what I mentioned earlier about superpowers, like human beings getting to that level of superpowers. Do you how far does your conspiracy theory meter goes? How big is your tinfoil hat? They got some people that got a little tinfoil hat. They got some people got the medium. Some people got the church hat, the big church tinfoil hat.
I don't even know when you even use the phrase conspiracy theory anymore. Cause we already debunked that. Literally everybody who ever's been called the conspiracy theory is the leaders now of the world.
So the reason why I asked you that, because everybody is talking about this dag-nabbit documentary with 50 Cent.
Oh, I'm late, y'all. I ain't watched the documentary, so I don't know what happened. But fill me in. Let's see it.
Oh, man. It's so, all right. So Diddy, before he went to jail, he had a videographer following him around filming. And he was supposed to pay the videographer. But he ended up going to jail and didn't pay the videographer. The videographer took the footage and sold it to 50's Camp. 50's Camp took the footage and turned it into a documentary with eyewitnesses to corroborate the footage and everything. It was a real, and so this documentary is the #1 thing on Netflix, so much so that the director of Netflix and 50 Cent is going on this big old tour about the Diddy thing. It's bad.
I don't know, cause I ain't got these people Netflix password.
Listen, it's bad. It's it's ugly right now. It's ugly right now, and everybody's saying, "Wow,
wow."
They're like, he got off easy. And so they're saying, so some people are saying 50 Cent is tearing down another black man. Some people are saying, how is he tearing down another black man when he's just telling the truth and exposing the truth? What say ye? Is 50 Cent tearing down another black man, or is he just doing what the age of Aquarius is, just showing the knowledge and the information?
Probably both. I don't know that much about the situation, but probably both, because I see it as, like I say, everything is just so perfect. You know what I'm saying? He probably using a lame-ass personality trait he have that's prompting him to do that. You feel me? However, it's the age of Aquarius, like you said. Information need to get out. Right. So on one end, I can be like, nigga, you a lame man. Nigga, like, you feel me? Why you so interested in exposing? You know what I'm saying? But on the other end,
that's one crowd. And the second crowd is like, no, man,
all that shit out.
How they gonna do all that? Because they're saying, allegedly, that P. Diddy, and I watched the documentary, so I'm just going to, just state it, They're saying that P. Diddy, unalive, completely X'd out Biggie and Tupac.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that a lot.
But in the documentary, there's unseen footage that we've never seen before that Diddy was supposed to pay this videographer for, but he never did, and he released it all to his enemy, 50 Cent. But 50 Cent been telling us about Diddy for a long time. So it's like, is this a long drawn out war behind the scenes? You know what I mean? Where, hey, look, 50 and Diddy might just got a beef going on, and this is his jab at his enemy.
It could be that, but overall, I still feel like that whatever information that is was supposed to be exposed. You feel me?
Right.
Once again, to spark inclination, to make people say, "Hey, this type of shit going on in the world. Hold up." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This type of shit is capable. So yeah, like I feel like that information need to come out, but at the same time, I feel like that'll expose. This is a theory, but I feel like as far as back to a manly level, back to a worldly level, motherfuckers have been hired to keep black people oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's been on. So we won't be having these conversations that we having right now. So we won't ever it's about 30 jackets of oppression. Literally, we got on 30 jackets, different levels of oppression.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Racism is just one of them.
Right.
Because if black people found out some shit, that's gonna spark some shit, or understanding that the whole world gonna find out some other shit we was lying about. You know what I'm saying?
They got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, so
right now.
I feel like the shit that they want to keep hitting for a long time, that's where entertainment comes from, honestly. For a long time, they always made sure they kept somebody to keep our minds, to keep us, you feel me, in disillusion. So I could believe the Biggie Pac thing, because I feel like, from what I remember, they was trying to do some positive shit or join forces or some shit,
right.
You feel me, before they left.
Right.
But that shit is not a good thing for the industry. The industry that want to keep black people create wild hooligans out of black people.
All right, so it's not a conspiracy theory no more. So, there's this thing where everybody's saying that, like, the vehicle of hip hop itself, was a whole entire.
Yes, I agree. It's an entire operation
on black people to get them into prison and into the funeral homes.
I totally agree.
So, with such a big machine that can do such a thing, paint it out. Like, what does that look like?
Basically,
so let's wait a minute. The patriarchy has fallen. Patriarchy fallen. All right. Now what? What does that look like? Paint that picture of the patriarchy falling. What does the patriarchy falling and the matriarchy rising look like in through your superwoman glasses?
Well, okay, so since we're already talking about the music industry, I guess I'll use that as an example. And I'll go back to, these different people who've been hired to control the industry and, keep us in disillusion, keep us disconnected from, higher understanding. Once again, though, it's just like I said, it's so many lies to cover up the original lie. So it's like, it's just another level of lies. So that level is the men in charge or the people in charge. Hey, keep everybody in your community distant from anything that's real. Keep them spiritually disconnected via entertainment. Feed them ideals that keep them disconnected. Keep them programmed and socialized with those ideals. Make those ideals look cool and hip. You know what I mean? So they can gravitate to it. And that way we know we got that sector under control. We know, or we hope, because they're still not gonna win. We hope they're never gonna come into an understanding. We hope they're gonna never figure out how God works. We hoping all this shit. But to go a little deeper in that shit's so deep. I don't know if people peep Kodak. You feel me? I love Kodak. That's my nigga, you feel me? But for the conversation's sake, Kodak signed up for some shit. You feel me? It's a reason why he looked the way he look right now. You feel me? He signed up for some shit that he probably ain't realized he signed up for, and he want out of that shit bad. But you already know how that shit go when you don't really fulfill your thing. So if anybody know anything about Kodak, there's so much bloodshed and death in Florida behind this man's name. And really look at it. so much death behind. Like it's like, and it be if you get down to the nitty gritty of why people killing each other, it be the dumbest shit. So you could tell there's some higher shit at play.
Right.
How the fuck you making everybody kill each other with dumb shit? This nigga probably got over 100 bodies where he's censored in a situation. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's hired to do that. He's hired to be the biggest Z. He's hired to represent death. You know what I'm saying? Right. What the fuck, bro? The nigga was pardoned by the president. What the fuck value do he add to this society that the president feel like he need to pardon him? That value right there. Come back and keep oppressing your motherfucking people, bruh. Come back and make sure these bodies keep dropping, bruh. Who else? NBA Youngboy. And all of them look like they going through, they sad. We could tell they hate their lives. They depressed. They done signed this contract to keep their people down. That's why they sad and crackheads and going through all kind of shit. They can't get out of it. But they're literally hired to keep us away from understanding who the fuck we are. And I ain't saying they bad people. I don't know them personally. But I know for a fact that they've been put, and they know they've been in position to be the leader of death in our community. They well aware of that. That's why they sad.
So is rap music a detriment, or is there a way that rap music and ascension can exist in?
Yep, it's happening now.
I'm talking about
back to the same formula. It's happening now. So remember when I say shit gotta get so bad so it can force people to want to know how to make it good again? Right. Music. And we listening, you feel me? We listening to the most horrible music right now in life. Any real hip hop head hate all the new music. They hate all the new music because they feel like it lack the fundamentals, right? But guess what? It's a bottom to that shit. Because we also seeing the emergence of people getting back to structured music again.
It's only been around for 50 years, right? Mm-hmm. And in 50 years, it's about to bottom out.
It's bottoming out. And people, and you see, it ain't hip no more to be dumb. It's not, because we're going into the age of awareness now. So it's not even hip no more to be dumb. So all the shit that kept that version of hip hop alive is dying out because humanity don't even see value in being that kind of hip anymore. Being educated, you feel me, having a higher understanding is now hip. Now the new hip. To the point where people who I've looked up to,
basically Christ consciousness is the new hip.
That's the new hip. And like I say, I know me personally, it bothers me because I don't really like when I get on social media and I see people in the comments talking little shit about the OGs. You feel me? Like Jim Jones and Trick Daddy and shit like that. Like how they talk shit about how like the niggas need to grow up and he's still trying to idolize gangster shit, blah, blah, blah. You feel me? On the surface level, I be hot because I be like, bitch, these real niggas, fuck wrong with y'all pussy ass. Like, that's why y'all don't resonate with them. Y'all some pussies. Right. But in real, if I'm being all the way real, they're no longer resonating with them because those ideals that they're upholding no longer has value. And we really just coming into the understanding of that shit is stupid. Yeah. That shit that you said is so cool is stupid.
Yeah, because I was about to say, man.
Like a play been ran on you. The reason you think all that G code, the G code you stand by is G code because, bitch, the CIA gave you your G code to keep your community down. Everything that you consider real nigga shit, well, not everything, but most of the shit that you consider to be real nigga shit is shit that keep you isolated from your community. Shit that make the women in your community hate you as a male. Like, none of that shit is cool for real. You feel me? So we trending back to what it's supposed to be. I don't like how I feel. Like I said, personally, I'm a hip hop head. But at the end of the day, real is real. All them dumbass ideals, all that shit ain't gonna be valuable in a world where we don't have to keep propping up capitalism. Remember, we gotta keeping us dumb. All the lies is to keep capitalism propped up. Because remember, the original system was we was doing shit for ourselves. Greedy motherfuckers said, hey, how can we make motherfuckers pay us to do shit that they do for themselves? That created civilization. Boom. That created capitalism. Now that we here. Several lies have been told since then to keep us from figuring out that original lie.
Yeah, it sounds like a big prison.
Big prison of lies.
Yeah, like it's like we're all doing time. So like
Mm-hmm.
you know, even the inmate, but no, it's like we're all doing time on some type of level. We're going to these places that we don't want to be, with these people that we don't want to be around. We're not resonating with it.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the pavement is about to crack.
It's about to crack.
What's the first system to go? What are you, so I call it the 10 systems, right? Politics, media, education, business, military, medicine, banking, religion, the black market, and the stock market.
Mm.
Out of those 10 I just named, which one is the first to go in your opinion? Which one is what is going to be the one, the domino to fall that knocks all the other dominoes?
I think the domino that already fell was religion. Cause I think it may just be the circles I'm in, but I feel like people don't even question that no more. It do be people questioning that. I'm confused about how they still questioning this, but I just feel like we gotten to the point where nobody should be questioning what is Jesus and what is supernatural, and you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the first domino to fall. Like people realizing religion is a bunch of fuckery. Boom. So now that religion is a bunch of, people realizing that is forcing people to go inward and to figure out themselves.
Right.
Figure out the God power that they got within them, which you know how that do. That pop off everything else.
Right.
But I think religion was the first domino to fall. And right after religion comes white supremacy.
All right. So
Oh wait, is religion right after white supremacy or no? Patriarchy is after white supremacy. So it's religion, patriarchy,
so look,
then white supremacy.
So I'll repeat it again. Those things that you name, patriarchy, white supremacy, you know, those are consciousnesses that dwell within the 10 systems.
Mm-hmm.
So you just named religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's in the science, that's system number 7.
Okay.
Right? 7. G, God, religion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's politics, media, education, business,
Okay.
military.
All that
banking.
shit falling at the same time.
So the religion falls first. So what? All right, now if all of it falling at the same time,
if I was to
what
use
is
the
fall?
10 pillars that you just listed,
what does that fall look like though? Like,
So-
does it look like the movies? Because when you say fall, this is what I'm picturing.
Mhm.
I'm picturing, you know, the movie with, you know, Obama, you know, our daughters made, and the Tesla's going crazy, and bombs over Baghdad is going crazy. Everybody don't know what to do. They panicking and they doing this,
mm-hmm.
you know, this doomsday scenario. Like
Yeah.
that when you say because if all these things fall, what are we gonna do? Like, we're just gonna immediately adjust? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a free fall of complete chaos when these things fall, right? Or
I think it's gonna fall beautifully, honestly.
all right, so
Because
so
it's
what is
going to
a
be an
beautiful fall?
agreement. I feel like it's going to be a collective agreement that these systems should fail. You feel me? I don't feel like it's going to be a doomsday type situation. What's falling is like you said, that consciousness is what's falling. A new consciousness is rising. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like collectively we're all going to agree. Hey,
So right.
we're not subscribing to this shit no more. Good day.
We're canceling our subscriptions.
You know what I'm saying? So really, what's the backlash of? I use the same example. What can be the real backlash if everybody right now said we not paying mortgage and rent no more? How is that going to be chaotic? Because the only people who gonna be mad, actually, who gonna be mad?
Nobody.
If everybody stop paying rent right now, nobody is going to be mad. Because guess what? Don't nobody got to pay rent no more.
Right.
So who going to be mad? The mortgage person, you feel me? The landlord ain't going to be mad because the landlord ain't got to pay their rent no more or their mortgage no more either. The system has crumbled perfectly in our favor. Like, that's how I see it. So I feel like that's how this is going to, that's the crumble. The crumble is the reliance on that system is going to crumble.
So what about the money then?
What about it?
So what happens when the money? So when the money, so it ain't gonna be no more money then.
Mm-hmm.
So what is gonna be the new money? Like
The new money, the new
what
currency is going to be, once again, now that we're not dependent on a system, we're going to have to do what? Forced to understand nature. Now we gotta understand nature again, because the people who stole nature from us ain't controlling it with capitalism no more. So now we gotta understand nature again. We gotta understand other people again. Barter and trade, like I said on the other video again. You know what I'm saying? Understanding our herbs, how we been used to understand our, because it wasn't that long ago that we had grandmas who knew how to heal you from any herb.
Oh yeah, when I was coming up, I used to have pecans in my grandma's backyard. I used to go eat tomatoes right out of the ground.
Man, I was watching a video last night that made me feel so fucking old. Talking about actually it was a video, a girl, she moved to Thailand, I think, and she was just talking about how they don't really be having if you lucky to find a washing machine, you definitely ain't gonna find no dryer. And I just remember like, damn, bitch, I ain't always had a dryer. Like, I remember hanging the clothes out on the line. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
I remember hanging clothes out on the line. I almost forgot that I lived that world. Like,
look at all of the sheets. I remember you taking the little wooden clips.
I remember having to be on point about the weather. You get what I'm saying? We had to be on point. We had to have awareness, situational awareness, and environmental awareness.
We knew the whole time.
No GPS. No GPS. Never got lost. You get what I remember those days.
That's the first season. And that, listen.
Bitch, you can't let that rain come. You had to hurry up and get them clothes off that line.
Hold up, but that's the part where I say that's the dumb down right there. We don't have those instincts anymore. And you just said we got to relearn those instincts.
I ain't said we got to relearn those instincts. I was just reflecting.
No,
but yeah. We got to go back to nature. Yes.
So we're gonna have to relearn that, because we've been taken away from nature. So nature is gonna be like a foreign entity again to us, because we're hooked on all of the things that are not natural.
I think we're naturally progressing into the nature. Because we now currently have, and social media exposed it all, the most herbalists we ever seen. Because remember that, now let's take it back a little bit. Once again, oppression from capitalism made you feel like unless the Crocker Gate ordained you and certified you, you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? We getting away from that shit. Nobody give a fuck about that shit no more. Cracker, fuck your degree. Fuck your certification, bitch. If I say I'm a healer, I'm a healer. If I say I'm a herbalist, I'm a herbalist. If I say I'm a rocket scientist, bitch, I know how to make a rocket shoot in the air. You know what I'm saying? We no longer reliant on, is that FDA approved? And we no longer reliant on the validation of that system no more. Gave birth to what? Motherfuckers who realize I don't need that validation to be that profession. So now we got so many herbalists. We got so many black gardeners. Oh, I love the black gardening channels. We got so many you feel me? So the warriors are there, ready to usher us back into that. It ain't gonna be no complete disconnect. You feel me? More and shit. Actually, everybody I know is more natural.
So what's gonna happen when you said everything gonna fall? So what does that look like with the media? When the media falls? Media
already fell, but it's falling.
But these buildings and these entities are still gonna be there, and I know there are gonna be people who are gonna wanna, take over or
the buildings that. I mean, they may be repurposed, or you feel me? Once again, the building may still be there and actually being used for what it's supposed to be used for.
So what the future of media will look like,
The future of media.
Ain't gonna be no more movies. Ain't gonna be no more big Hollywood, big sets.
To be real with you, I don't know. I know, like we already seen the death of the movie industry. To be real.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's
like
crazy. It ain't no such thing as the movies no more. You go to the movies now, you watching some old shit, or like it still be movies, but it's like who going to the movies for real? Like you don't even know where to know what new movies coming out. How you even know what new movies coming out? Every time I see a new trailer for something, that's going straight to Netflix and all that anyway. Right. You don't even see the commercials no more. Right. Who the fuck see commercials? We don't even watch. See how it's dying? We don't even watch TV to see commercials no more. Like,
Right.
so it's just like a lot of that. We saw TV.
We all got TVs, but we just ain't watching.
And we ain't watching them shits. We watching the internet on TV, if anything. But we seeing movies die.
Yeah.
We seeing the negative parts of music die. We seeing TV die. We watch TV die. You get what I'm saying? Because we don't watch scripted television no more.
Yeah.
We watch TV die. Everything is trending towards what? The authentic version. Anything that is set up, made up to be polished, perfect, fake, give off fake illusion, all of those systems is dying. And we know TV is fake. Like, it's so much shit that happened on TV that don't happen in real life, but we just accept it like that's TV shit. We like that's weird though. It's like we go along with weird shit that don't exist. Humanity going along with weird shit that don't exist is dying off. You feel me? That's why it's not that much more. The value of being aesthetically pleasing don't hold the same value it used to. You know what I'm saying? Because people are understanding like all that shit you can put on perfectly and then come present yourself to me, I don't respect it. Right. Bitch, you created a presentation. Right. So it don't even have value no more. Bitch, we want the real shit. Put on baddies. They want the real shit. Put on baddies. Put on you feel me? That's what people want to see on TV now. The real shit, even though I don't watch shit like that. But that's why the world trending that way. It's annoying shit that they watch it to me, but it's still trending towards ultimate authenticity.
At the end of the day.
Ultimate authenticity. You know what I'm saying? The older version be like mad that this shit on TV. I still don't like that it's on TV, but I respect because I know what's playing out. It's just shifting us towards how we view life. Right. We accepted weird shit that never happened in real life for several years. We getting out of accepting weird shit that don't happen for real. Like, I'm really mad they programmed us to accept certain shit that we seen on TV. Yeah, for real. But anyways, we getting out of the programming of accepting weird shit.
Pause that right there. What is the, what thing that you had to unlearn from the patriarchal program that you can say is, man, I'm so glad I unlearned this. Man, if I wouldn't have unlearned this, I'd be fucked right now.
Fucked right now. I'd be fucked. I was fucked 3 weeks ago, y'all. But I figured that shit out. What I feel like I learned that saved me a lot of headache is, the lie that like you said, patriarchy, basically finding out that patriarchy is a lie. It was a man-made created system to, keep a bunch of lies covered up that we already talked about. Right. And basically when I found out patriarchy was a lie, it forced me to research. It forced me to, understand that, oh my God, us as women overall go through so much trying to make ourselves valuable for men so they can pick us. We try to force so many things on men. We have all these expectations on men and masculine energy, blah, blah, this, that, right? That we never can fucking get them to do. Ever. Ever. In time. We never could get men to be this way. So many life coaches, so many relationship coaches, so many billions and trillions of dollars have been spent on how do I get my man to stop cheating on me? How do I make him like me? How can I make our relationship last longer? You know what I'm saying? And them dollars still being spent and they still ain't figured it out. But we so advanced and we still ain't figured that out.
Or did we figure it out and didn't want to accept the consequences that came?
I don't know who else figured it out. I know I figured it out. And what I figured out is, bitch, you don't supposed to be propping yourself up to get chose by a nigga. We the choosers. We the choosers. Y'all forgot that shit? We are the choosers. You do not wait to be chose by a nigga. Like, we choose who are fit.
That's what the peacock
You do not wait for a man to validate you. We validate them. They're not even hold until they connect with us properly. So, The fact that we be trying to get men or to be acceptable for men is what our downfall is, because you trying to be accepted by an entity that is, and I don't want to use mean words, but you trying to be validated by an entity who don't even have the capacity to validate themselves. Males are not validated until they bind with proper feminine energy. So the fact that you're trying to be submissive to a male is why you're so sad. Because you expected him to be this leader and this that patriarchy told you he was. But he is not capable of those things. That's why for the last hundreds of years, we can't get men to do this shit. We can't get, no matter what they say, no matter how long they've been telling us men are the leaders. Who run the household for real? Who creating the ideas for real? You hear me? Behind every successful man is really the woman who created the fucking idea. Or the woman who told him, hey babe, tweak your formula like this. And when he listened to her, that shit went from here to there. So that's the takeaway that I want women to understand. Stop trying to be submissive to a man. Stop trying to be good enough for a man. Because no man is good enough for no woman. Soon as you wrap that around your head, you will stop being sad about niggas. And understand, you supposed to be doing the choosing. You supposed to be doing the choosing. Men are designed the way they are for a reason. That's why they shoot they shot at everything. Because they hope they could get something. That's what they supposed to do. Shoot that shot at everything. And what women do, we decide who lineage gets to continue on. So we need to remember our power. We are the creators. We are the leaders. We are the providers. Men are here to carry heavy things for us and have sex with us when we want to procreate or have fun. And as women, we only supposed to procreate who we deem as fittest.
I would disagree with that one, though.
Hey.
I would completely disagree with that.
Hey, that's what men are supposed to be. Men are supposed to keep us protected so we can create and keep civilization, humanity. Let me stop saying civilization.
The reason why
keep humanity going forward.
The reason why I disagree with that, because if that was the case, Mother Nature would have made us weaker.
Y'all is weaker.
No, I'm not talking about weaker in the terms of,
You mean physically?
DNA. Yeah, yes, we are 5 times genetically weaker. No, I'm talking about weaker in the terms of will. We have a free will just like every other.
Y'all are weaker in the terms of will.
No, I'm talking about, I'm not talking about how you use your will, whether it's weak or strong, how you use your will. Meaning everyone, male or female, has a free will.
Correct.
That alone levels the playing field and says, hey, do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. And nature, women mutated themselves into us for a reason. The great grand holy goddess said, hey, I'm about to create this for a reason. She doesn't create things, even though things are distorted now, even though things are destroyed now, and even though things have been misconstrued and inverted now, we know for a fact that the intention of mutating into man happened for a reason. Remember, you said it. Things happen in environments that make one mutate into something else. And so I don't think that mutation was just, hey, you need to pick up my things. Hey, you need to procreate.
I think so.
I feel like, because you're going back to, when you go back to will, you're going back to divine. And so women are divine. Men are divine, especially we are the reflection of that divinity. And because we are the reflection of that divinity, that makes us divine in our own right with woman, uniting, as you say. Once we unite properly with woman, we are validated. So the men who abide by that universal law of being able to live in their sacred feminine and be validated by the woman, because we know that is the height of power. This is what we were created for. even though might not be the state that we are in now, just like the woman's state might not be the state that she wants to be in now. We're both in an oppressed state.
We're both oppressed, but I believe the oppression that originally gave the inclination of, hey, that's big, these other kind of beings. I think it was just workload. Honestly, I feel like, and I ain't saying this fact, but I feel like female energy was trying to create so much and had so much of a backlog and a workload that they decided, we need to create something to help us, to where we can put more power towards, you feel me, the spiritual creation of what we doing, because we getting earthly as fuck trying to do all this work ourselves. Let's bring in men. Back to what you were saying to free will. Yes, we both have free will as male and female. However, in the society we living in right now, you see what motivates the will of a man. We already know. Men don't have will if ain't no pussy around.
I think
men don't have will if pussy ain't around.
I think the word man has been misconstrued from the word male.
True.
Because a lot of things that males do, y'all associating it with men.
Mm-hmm.
And no, the reason men are around is because some powerful women gave them that power. True. And I feel like, just my opinion, personal opinion, I feel like those women created those men because those women knew that they was crazy. And they knew. They knew, hey, look, we gonna need, listen, this shit is powerful. Look at, bitch, we going doing this. We gonna need a mediator.
Yeah, they needed a balancer or something.
Yeah, because bitch, we going to wall. Crazy shit, bitch, my going on, bitch, my period on, bitch, you tripping, I'm tripping, we all these women. Wait a minute, we need a
balancer.
Yeah, we need to go balance for all this yin energy and yin give birth to yang.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And so that's what I felt. I felt like it was like, okay, wait a minute, some balance needed to get brought in, and this is what that order out of chaos, right? Mm-hmm. And that order out of chaos. So I know, I totally agree 100%, because the biology speaks that women are 5 times genetically larger than men. Women have the mitochondrial DNA. They're the only ones that possess that. Men do not. Also, if you look at the alphabet, X comes before Y, right? The first deity ever worshipped in life was feminine. Really, masculine energy is just feminine energy cosplaying itself as masculine energy.
I think you just popped something off for me.
Right?
I think, based off of the little piece of understanding you just gave me, maybe I feel like men was put here to advance the age. Because, how can I put that? Without men being around to exploit the vulnerabilities of women just being around, we wouldn't have nothing to figure out to ascend to the next level. You got what I'm saying?
The ultimate God-devil conundrum.
Exactly. You feel me?
So listen, we live in an inverted world. So my view is that's the real thing that they're talking about. That God and that devil, that's really masculine and feminine.
Yeah, right. You got what I'm saying? And we all know ascension only happens when them energies balance.
Right.
So to keep, and we figuring it out as we speak.
Right.
To keep humanity going, male energy had to be introduced.
Listen, I always tell people this.
Male energy had to introduce.
You needed somebody on the front line who was going to die about that. Mm-hmm. Because, as from what I understand, the world was all women at one point.
Because what is there to balance and ascend to if it's only one thing?
The world was all one. Mm-hmm. Now, remember, in the Bible, they say the world all had one language. Mm-hmm. That's that code right there. They just stripped it of its femininity and gave it masculinity, right?
Right.
All right. So if everything, was female at one point in time, and the female substituted or subtracted from herself and turned herself from a 5 times larger being we went from a 5X to a 1X,
Mm-hmm.
right? What was going on in the world, right, that made her say, you know what? I'm about to create this big, strong God, man.
I don't got the answer to that. Based off of pattern recognition, we said some type of oppression be happening. I don't know. But I can't tell you what that was. I can't tell you. I'ma just assume from my perspective, like I said, we wanted to create so much.
Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it.
We wanted
That
to
ain't
create so much
That ain't it, though.
that we needed helpers.
That ain't it, though.
We needed helpers to do the menial work.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. But remember, the devil is in the details. Remember,
True.
the microcosm mimics the macrocosm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. There go that balance again. The tree, every tree is rooted in darkness, but it gets its food from the light.
Mm.
So, I always implore people and tell people this, like, I come in the name of the great grand holy mother of all divine.
Or it could just be they was bored.
But look, I come in the name of the great grand holy mother of all divine. There's no higher level than motherhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's the motherboard.
Mm-hmm.
It's the mothership.
Wait, hold on. I
Earth
got
is
a
the
piece
mother-
so bad. I ain't gonna lie. I've been holding it for so long, but I can't.
Oh, you
Oh,
can-
Lord,
you
help
can-
me.